Welcome. It's your wonderful host, Demian, and today I have another webinar for you. This one is titled, Learn from Your Mistakes. The reason I created this webinar is because some people are still stuck on the fact that they can't make mistakes when speaking English. They say, well, I don't want to speak English because I'm afraid to make a mistake. I don't want to look stupid. They're worried about how they're going to sound to other people versus just expressing themselves in the language that they're learning. One has to remember that mistakes are a vital part of the learning process. This is how we learn. Anyone that's great at anything has made a lot of mistakes on the way. And that's what today's webinar is about. So to begin, I would like to ask you, do you remember when you tried to ride a bike for the first time? Do you remember how unsteady you were? How difficult it was to get the steering right, the coordination, the speed, how to estimate the distance when you're getting ready to jump off a curb or swerve to not hit a house? Do you remember when you drank too much soda before bed and woke up to a wet surprise? A big Coca-Cola, a big Pepsi, you drank the whole glass. Next thing you know, you wake up in the morning, you're crying, you're calling for your mom because the bed is completely soaked. Do you remember when you set the hook too quickly and completely missed the fish? You're out there with granddad or your uncle on the bank. You got your little red and white bobber floating in the water, and he tells you, oh, a fish is about to bite your hook. And with so much excitement, you snatch your bobber out of the water with no fish and no worm. Do you remember when you didn't tell someone how you really felt when you had the chance? You sat there with your mother, your father, your boyfriend, girlfriend, hours talking about a lot of things, but never truly telling them how you felt. Do you remember that? Do you remember when you drove a little too fast and received your first ticket? Officer pulls you over. Do you know why I stopped you? I don't know. You were speeding. You were doing 30 miles over the speed limit. License and registration. Do you remember these moments or something similar occurring in your life? Do you remember making these mistakes? Well, if you do, what did you learn from these mistakes? Don't pedal too fast and lift up on the tire when going over a curb. Don't drink too much water before bed. Wait until you feel the weight of the fish on the hook before setting it. Tell people how much you love and care for them while they are present. Leave 15 minutes earlier so that you don't have to speed on the way to work. You learned a great deal from making your mistakes, and these new truths that you uncovered have shaped how you live your life today. And the reason for this is because mistakes are an unavoidable part of the learning process. Mistakes show us the error of our ways. Mistakes help us to get immediate feedback on what needs improvement. Mistakes help us to become better writers, programmers, mothers, and sons. Mistakes teach us to be more understanding and tolerant of others. If you are not making mistakes, you are not learning vital principles that can strengthen the quality of your relationships, career, and overall well-being. This we know. So, why does this change when learning a language? If we learn the most from making mistakes, why are you afraid to make a mistake when speaking English? If making mistakes is how you become a better version of yourself, why is it so tough to make a mistake when learning a new language? Wait, before you answer, step 1, pause the video and really think about it. Why is it so difficult to be okay with making mistakes when expressing yourself in a foreign language? Step 2, write your answer in the comments below. Step 3, continue the video. Did you write your answer? This is your last chance. There's no chance for redemption after this. If you haven't written your answer, pause the video and write your answer now in the comments below. Then come back and continue the video. Now, for those of you that have already written your answer, please proceed. Let's look at something interesting. If you look below the video and see a disproportionate number of comments to viewers, this means that even with the knowledge of the power in making mistakes, some people are still afraid to make a mistake. But if you look in the comments and see a comparable number of comments to viewers, then this means that those who have watched the video understood the challenge and took action to become a better version of themselves. So what's next? If you fell into the group that wrote an answer in the comments, then I would like to compliment you on your ability to embrace the fact that you are not perfect and understand that mistakes are a vital part of improving at anything in life. I understand that you truly want to strengthen your language skills and will do whatever it takes to succeed. And for those that froze and would not allow themselves to make a mistake, I would like to ask you, how many times does a baby fall before it learns to walk? You're awesome. Thank you for listening. If you would like to make a suggestion for a future webinar topic or want to get in contact with me for language assistance, I can be reached at englishandcoffeepodcast@gmail.com. If you would like to listen to the free weekly podcast, which also provides a wealth of English audio, you can find it here at www.englishandcoffee.org. Until next time, continue to expand your horizons.